Hey guys, it's Will. Hopefully you're having a great day today. In this one, we're going to be going over BigBear.ai. We're going to be talking about some of the impacts of the defense market and some of the new spending that we're seeing in the US government. And also, before we dive into Big Bear, just a quick heads up. I'm opening up my live trading room today, and I've got a free t-shirt for you, waiting for you if you want to join us. Well, actually, it's those t-shirts are getting shipped out. We shipped out a ton and they are in limited supply. But I'll explain why at the end of this video, why this might be the last time to get access to the daily live trading with our special offer. And it's the second link below to have a look. Now, when it comes to Big Bear AI, we've been focused on the payouts from potential, and we haven't really seen the potential fully catch up on this stock. We have been watching the $1 billion kind of disconnect where there is a lot of volatility on this surge from $1 a share. They've been at $1 back in 2024, and they've made runs up to $10 a share numerous times, right around that $9 to $10 range in the last year and a half. And while their revenue has been pretty flat, they just cleared their debt and are sitting on a backlog right now of $380 million. So why is it a backlog and why has it been cleared? Well, what the market seems to be missing about this one and why we've seen them kind of sell back down and they're around this 200-day moving average once again is this coiled spring effect. So what happens is revenue looks stagnant. It looks not that good. But the federal budget for 2026 has been shifting really aggressively toward the exact niche that Big Bear AI is in, which is the autonomous defense and the mission automation. And so the government is investing more in their exact market. As the government invests more, there's some also financial resets that have taken place over the last year. One of them was the conversion of 2029 notes. So management has effectively de-risked their balance sheet, and they ended 2025 with nearly $400 million in cash and actually got that number up even more. And the revenue plateau, while it's not been growing, the revenue's been flat. You can see their chart has been increasing now to about $5.77 a share right now. But the backlog shows a chart really of growth. We see a lot of growth in their backlog, meaning that they've had the potential to get a piece of about $150 billion infusion from Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security, as there's been some seriously big focuses on spending in the defense markets from the government. And so they specifically are standing to benefit from that. We see some volatility recently as they've just kind of gone from left to right. But they do offer this AI platform that potentially could put them into one of the top AI defense companies, which is why we've covered them for as long as we have. Now, the recent innovations that they've come out with have kind of drawn comparisons, to Palantir. They're even partnered with Palantir. They also have been getting involved in the Panama Canal. They've been getting involved in shipyard AI, even in some of the hospitals, and even at some major stadiums for helping optimize different analytics. But notably where they've grown the most is going to be in their VeriScan technology, the biometric matching application for convenient, rapid identity verification. That's something we've seen at almost every airport we've flown through in the United States recently. They're at dozens of airports. I'm particularly interested in their Arcus. It eliminates blind spots, uses AI and machine learning powered computer vision to sift through data to provide awareness where the human eye would often miss. So Big Bear AI, if they execute on even, let's say, 50% of their backlog in 2026, their revenue could jump about 30 to even 70%. So currently revenues are flat around that $30 million per quarter level. But let's say they capitalize on the $380 million backlog and they have some more revenue from the company they just purchased called Ask Sage. Then the only bear case really is that the US government doesn't continue to spend more, there's not as many modernizations that take place in the defense markets. But that's not what we've seen. We've seen more of a growth opportunity in the AI defense markets. So Big Bear continues to capitalize there. The other thing to note is that their CEO was previously Department of Homeland Security, acting secretary, and commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. So that's where their deal making comes in, which ties perfectly into the upcoming World Cup that's coming to the United States. You have tons of countries, almost every country really that's in the World Cup is going to be coming in for the FIFA World Cup into the United States. And then you have that this year in 2026, as well as in 2028, you have the Olympics. So those are some of the things that are playing out for Big Bear that look like a positive catalyst. And it means that they would have growth because why? They have all of this data on everybody that's coming in and out of the US, and most likely you'd have the government pay them more for that data. Now, we'll see how it plays out. We've also seen the TSA get involved with some Gov articles. They're seeking some contracts related to exactly what Big Bear offers. Now, we aren't really looking for just potential anymore. Again, we see the backlog. We know that they've got assets now of about $900 million in assets. They're now no longer so risky as they were back in December 2024. It was more liabilities than assets, meaning they didn't really have much cash. It looked like they had a lot of money. It looked like they had 300, 400 million. It's great. But when you look at how much debt they had, how many expenses they had, things like that, it actually was not a very good situation. In fact, they could have been on the brink of what was a bankruptcy. So you look at their liabilities greater than their assets. But you fast forward a couple quarters and they've just really become more disciplined. They've improved their assets up to nearly $1 billion and their liabilities down to 300 million. So just kind of in conclusion right now for Big Bear, I'm liking the long-term position on Big Bear. I think that if they, let's say, capitalize on just a small percentage of that $380 million backlog, they're most likely going to see a share price of, $3 to $5 billion in market cap, which from their current levels, they're at 2.49 billion. So that would put them at about 2 to 3x potential, which would put them probably around $5 to $15 a share. Now, the financial health definitely is still a little bit shaky on the revenue side. We got to see that pick up. But on the technical side and on what we've seen come out from what we'll expect for more spending from the government in this market, meaning they're going to get more contracts, they're going to service the government as they have, it's looking pretty good. The short-term perspective, you see them kind of between the support and resistance currently as they're just consolidating from left to right. Oftentimes when you see that, you're looking at a company that hasn't really determined its direction and is waiting for something. And that's exactly what's happening. They're waiting for news. They're waiting for a catalyst. They're waiting for something to happen, and institutions aren't jumping in. You see them go flat really for the last 2 months since November. And so if they can't hold above this 550, it's not really looking good. You could see them break some upward trend. But if they can get maybe a contract here, something, even if it's not fully related, just hopeful for execution in the defense markets related to what they do, then their company most likely would grow. So bullish targets up to about 650 to about $8 a share. We're talking about a 15% to 40% increase. So, if you're investing, let's say $10,000, you're looking at let's say $1,500 profit to potentially, $40 or $4,000 profit, if that move plays out, with investors also eyeing the support level around, a risk management of around 550, about 4% sell down from here at that $5.50 price point. Then for the longer term projections, once again, we'd like to see this pattern continue as they have and see something like that at about a 90% increase up to $11. So that's going to be what we're focused on for Big Bear. And hopefully that's helpful for you as an investor in the near term, just kind of watching that consolidation. So before we wrap up, I have something to mention. It's a quick window of opportunity. that is rapidly closing. Right now, you can still secure lifetime access to our daily live trading sessions. However, we're moving back to our monthly and yearly subscription models soon. And if you've been waiting for the right moment to commit to your trading education, this is it. So once the window shuts, the long-term savings go with it. Click the second link below and I'll send you a free t-shirt as a welcome gift and you'll lock in your spot forever. So don't let the door close on this one. Go have a look simply in the second link below. Appreciate you all. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.